it's just unbelievable. And I was so happy you were there when that happened.
I mean, I was...
Because I could not stand.
Yeah, I mean, I started crying too. You know, I'm a
You
crier.
were weeping.
I was just so happy for you because I've seen
What?
how you make music. I've seen how you make these videos. I've seen the effort and the focus and the strategy behind what just one album in Torture Poets Department and in Fortnite. And I was blown away that you had been doing this your entire life. And for, you know, your first 6 albums, you weren't given the rights to all of that. And I know what that looked like, and I know how much it burns you that you didn't have that and you didn't have your creation. And I think doing it the right way, creating the fan base that you did the right way, and leading your life in a direction that you were eventually going to get it back somehow, some way, because of you always doing things with the right intentions. So
Thanks.
Yeah.
And I knock on the door. He's playing video games. And I'm trying to say it in a normal way. And I'm just like, Travis!
I'm like, oh no, what just happened? What just happened?
And he puts his headset down. He's like, guys, gotta go. And I think you thought something was wrong. And you come up and I'm just like, I got all my music back. And then just start absolutely heaving.
Just dead
crying.
weight. Just dead weight. Losing
Dropped.
all control.
Had no power in my legs to support myself. And yeah, this changed my life. I can't believe it still. Every time I think about it, it's like I have to tell the short version to everyone because it is still like this will affect the rest of my life. I think about this every day now, but instead of it being like an intrusive thought that hurts me, it's I can't believe this happened. Like, how lucky am I?
If you told anyone a year ago that Taylor Swift would be sitting in a podcast studio with NFL superstar Travis Kelce and his brother Jason, the world would have laughed. But when the New Heights podcast dropped its now legendary episode, the internet exploded. No one could quite believe it was happening, and even in the hours before the episode aired, speculation swirled. Would Taylor finally set the record straight? Would she reveal secrets about her relationship with Travis? Would we see the real Taylor, away from the stadiums and stage lights? From the first moment, this episode felt different. Jason Kelce, never one to play it cool, greeted Taylor with the kind of booming enthusiasm you'd expect from a man who's played in the NFL's loudest stadiums. "We've never seen so many new subscribers in a single day," he joked, glancing at the studio's production team, who were all grinning as if they'd just won the Super Bowl themselves. "And I'm pretty sure the studio's shaking. Is that the Swifties outside?" Taylor, radiating a mix of nerves and excitement, thanked both Kelce brothers for the invitation. She admitted that she'd been listening to the podcast for months, secretly hoping she'd get to join them one day. "I love the energy you guys bring," she said. "And I have to admit, I was hoping for that call." Jason, never missing a beat, teased Travis that he'd better behave now that Taylor was in the room. Travis just grinned, looking both proud and bashful. It was a side of him the sports world rarely sees. Taylor didn't waste time getting real. She described how her relationship with Travis began, not on a red carpet or at a glitzy gala, but when his name kept popping up online after he'd mentioned her on the podcast. "I just loved how bold he was," Taylor said, glancing at Travis. "That first shout-out, it changed everything. He put it out there in front of the world, and that's what sparked it all." Jason, clearly delighted, ripped his brother for never being shy. "He's always been that way, but let's be honest, Trav, you were in rare form." Travis blushed, admitting he was nervous about what would happen next, but he couldn't be happier with how things turned out. What drew Taylor in, she said, was Travis's authenticity. He's so unapologetically himself. Whether he's on the field, with his family, or just hanging out at home, he's always Travis. She told Jason that she dated people who changed around cameras or in public, but with Travis, what you see is what you get. Jason nodded. "That's the Travis I've always known. Glad someone else finally appreciates it." Taylor laughed. "Even when he's a goofball." Jason replied, "Especially then." Travis chimed in. "Taylor's the only one who can handle my brand of chaos." The three of them bounced between jokes and confessions, giving listeners exactly what they craved, a blend of playful banter and real vulnerability. Taylor opened up about how much Travis's humor meant to her, especially when the pressures of fame and touring became overwhelming. "He just knows how to make me laugh, even when I'm stressed. He'll send me the silliest memes or call and do the worst impressions, and suddenly everything feels lighter. Jason, in full Big Brother mode, asked if Travis had tried to impress her with his musical knowledge. Travis, never one to miss a cue, belted out a few off-key lines from one of Taylor's older songs, sending everyone in the studio into fits of laughter. Taylor said she loved that Travis wasn't afraid to be silly, and they'd spent nights just playing music together at home. He's pretty good on the guitar, she admitted, but he's even better at making up funny lyrics. Travis, ever the showman, joked that he was still waiting for his Grammy. Jason deadpanned, "The world isn't ready for a Kelce Swift duet, unless it's at the Super Bowl halftime show." Taylor grinned, hinting that maybe one day she and Travis would collaborate on something special, setting social media on fire with speculation. She also took a moment to tease her upcoming album, letting slip the title TS12 and promising a fresh sound. "It's different, but I think people will love it. There are songs inspired by new experiences, some happy, some bittersweet, but all of them feel really honest." Jason leaned in, pressing for details. "Are any tracks inspired by Travis or moments you've shared?" Taylor smiled coyly. "I draw inspiration from all parts of my life, and when you're really happy, it's hard not to let that show in your work." Travis beamed, saying he'd never felt prouder of Taylor, and joked she keeps the really secret songs hidden until the last minute. Taylor laughed, telling Jason she loves surprising Travis with new music, sometimes playing a snippet on her phone when they're driving or hanging out at home. When the conversation turned to family, Taylor's face softened. She spoke warmly about how welcoming the Kelces had been. "Your mom is the best," Taylor said. "Donna Kelce just makes everyone feel at home." Jason laughed, admitting his mom had always had a soft spot for musicians in the family. Taylor shared how Travis would go out of his way to make her feel special, recalling a handwritten note he left before one of her concerts, and how he memorized her complicated coffee order. "It's those little things that mean so much," she said. "He pays attention to everything. He even remembers all the lyrics to my songs, which is impressive because there are a lot of words." Jason joked that Travis was always a teacher's pet. Taylor laughed. "He's definitely top of the class when it comes to being thoughtful." Being in the spotlight as a couple, Taylor admitted, took some adjustment. "We both know what it's like to have people watching all the time, but we make a point to carve out time just for us." Travis agreed, saying it was important to be there for Taylor, cheering her on at shows and supporting her no matter what. Jason, never one to resist stirring the pot, asked if the two ever got competitive. Taylor confessed that board game nights could get intense, with Travis insisting he was the reigning champion. "He's my biggest fan, but I'm his too," she said, looking at Travis. "We just get each other." The episode was packed with laughter. At one point, Jason pulled out a stack of fan questions, asking Taylor everything from her favorite Chiefs game to the weirdest gift Travis had given her. Taylor said the best game was her first at Arrowhead, an experience she described as electric. The weirdest gift, a Chiefs-themed onesie for her cat, which Travis insisted was both practical and stylish. Jason asked if Taylor planned to write a song about football. Taylor teased that anything is possible. She also revealed that Travis had once written her a poem, which she kept in her wallet, calling it the most romantic thing ever. Travis blushed, and Jason ribbed him for being a softie, which only made the moment sweeter. As the episode wound down, Taylor thanked the Kelce family for accepting her so quickly, saying how much it meant to feel like she had a second family to lean on. Jason said they were lucky to have her. Travis squeezed her hand. "She's the most talented person I've ever met." Taylor blushed. "And he's the kindest." Talk turned to the future. Taylor hinted at more surprises for fans, and Travis said he'd go anywhere and do anything to support her dreams. Jason wrapped up by thanking Taylor for joining, and teasing that she had to come back, especially if the Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl again. Taylor promised she'd return, maybe with a new song or two, sending the chat into overdrive. As credits rolled, fans everywhere rushed to replay their favorite moments, share highlights, and speculate about what might come next for Taylor and Travis. The episode was instantly hailed as a classic, blending personal confessions with playful humor and giving everyone a glimpse into a love story that felt both epic and relatable. What made this podcast so irresistible wasn't just the celebrity factor. It was the sense that, For an hour, listeners were invited into a private conversation, one that felt intimate, unscripted, and real. It was two worlds colliding, pop royalty and football royalty, meeting in the middle with laughter, inside jokes, and a shared sense of wonder at the life they built together. It's the story behind the headlines, the handwritten notes, the late-night music sessions, the friendly competitions over board games that captures the imagination. Maybe that's why this episode resonated so deeply. It wasn't just about Taylor and Travis. It was about how love, in all its messy, goofy, unpredictable glory, brings people together. If you found yourself smiling through the episode, don't worry, you weren't alone. The world can't get enough of this story, and if their chemistry on the podcast is any indication, there are many more chapters still to come. So if you want to be the first to know every update, every new song, every hilarious moment, every heartfelt confession, don't forget to subscribe. Because if there's one thing Taylor and Travis have taught us, it's this: sometimes the best stories are the ones we never saw coming. And the only way to find out what happens next is to keep listening.